Today, what am I doing? Well, I'm going to be talking about Edward the Confessor. Don't get excited, it's only a thumbnail sketch. I mean, we could go on for hours and hours and I'd have to study for weeks and weeks. But this is for you, Edward the Confessor. Hope this meets with your approval. And as I say, it's not a great in-depth discussion. It's merely just to give you a rough idea. Edward the Confessor was the son of Knut. Knut ruled England, parts of Denmark and Norway. As part of his growing up process, Edward went to the Norman court. He was influenced heavily by the Normans and adopted Norman ways. In the fullness of time, of course, Knut died. Therefore, Edward became King of England, or Regia Anglorum as it's called. We all know about that. So, he became king. Unfortunately, there was a power-hungry family called the Godwinsons, sometimes called Godwin. These guys were, how can I put it, a pain. They were anxious to take power, and Edward the Confessor surrounded himself with Norman nobles and favoured the Normans. Not unsurprisingly, this upset the Godwinson family and they started causing trouble. Well, Edward the Confessor, he's the king, exiled them from London, to which they just got a hearty ha ha ha, I don't think so, pal. Not in those exact words, obviously, but they manoeuvred and made Edward the Confessor marry their daughter, and not unnaturally said, okay, I'm forced into this, I've got no choice, but hey, guess what, I've just become a priest, so there's no succession from this line. Well, this not unnaturally upset the Godwins, but Edward the Confessor, he later on, this is only my belief, but I'm certain he promised the crown to the Godwins to shut them up, and for William, Duke of Normandy, or Willem. I'm quite sure both of them had a valid reason, but it was to literally cut the Godwin family down to size. But that's another story. Okay, so what did this king do for us? Well, any visitor to London, whether home or abroad, will know of Westminster Abbey. That is due to Edward the Confessor. He was an inspiration to kings later on in the medieval period. 100 years or so after his death, Pope Alexander made him saint, and as far as we know, he is the only king in the whole run of royalty in Britain who has a sainthood attached to him. But as I say, he was an inspiration to many, but he seems to have got under the radar when we talk about the Battle of Hastings, the whys and the wherefores. All we hear about is it's alleged he promised this to that or the other. I think he promised them both, as I said earlier, and to be honest, it doesn't really matter now, it's been and gone, but it's a nice academic thought. Until we meet again, and here's a special one for you, St Edward. Wassail. Bye now. As I said, this is a thumbnail sketch. We'll cover it in greater detail at a later date. I hope you've enjoyed it, and till we meet again, wassail.